Hey everyone, this is your Hairapy session with Emily. I'm your host, Emily Mazur, aka Portland Hairstylist. So, you guys, I've been meeting some really cool people for the show, and this is only my 10th episode. I'm hoping this gets popular enough that I can start making money from it. More than once, even my sponsor on the show, when I was doing the tagline for Ziba Hub and we were kind of pitching ideas back and forth, I told her what I was going to say for Ziba Hub. And she said to me, I don't know if this is a compliment, but you sound like you're from NPR. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I want. I want to sound like I'm from NPR. I don't want this to be ditzy and not to say anything wrong, but kind of a hippie podcast like, oh, here's what will make you feel better. This is how to become a better stylist. No, I want this to be a serious podcast where I speak and have conversations with powerful, beautiful, encouraging, and intellectual individuals. Well, my guest for today has done some incredible work in the beauty industry. Originally from LA, she spent about 6 years in the Portland area from 2011 to 2017, where she became a rep for Salon Centric. In 2017, she decided to move back to LA and started working on creating her own company called Emma Intelligence. Emma Intelligence, named after her hairdresser great-grandmother, is an artificial intelligence startup focused on empowering beauty companies of all sizes with advanced personalization technology. Layman's terms, she created a product, Emma Intelligence, that finds the best hair products and skin products for you. But that's not what this episode is all about. Not only is she the founder of Emma Intelligence, but she has created the Beauty Votes campaign. Beauty Votes is a nonpartisan, nonprofit coalition of beauty professionals, influencers, technologists, and consumers who are joining forces across party lines to make our voices heard in 2020 election. Here's the interview with Nicole Hollis, founder of Emma Intelligence and creator of Beauty Votes. Interview on Thursday, October 1st, 2020. Hey everyone, so I am with Nicole Hollis here, and she is the founder of Emma Intelligence and creator of Beauty Votes. Hey Nicole.
Hi, Emily. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming onto the show. So I actually got your I got your information from Madonna. She said we really should connect, and she was so vague with the email. She's like, she's doing something cool, but I don't want to spill the info. So I'm like, all right, I gotta go talk to this lady. So I'm really glad that we connected. Before we go into your company and Beauty Votes, I'd really like to hear your story, because you're originally from LA. You did spend some time in Portland, and you have been a part of the beauty industry. So yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah. Born and raised in Los Angeles, and started my career after college. I went to USC, fight on, and started my career in the retail industry briefly. So, kind of all of my experience led up to, today, really. But started out in an executive training program, being an assistant buyer, buying millions of dollars of goods to be sold in department stores and specialty stores. And then I got interested in sales. I was always, as an assistant buyer, I was always meeting with sales reps, and they have like the best life. I mean, they would take us to lunch and then
cool.
Go out into the sunshine and do who knows what. And I was always stuck in my cubicle. And so that kind of opened my eyes into a different career. And my sales career started in pharmaceuticals. I worked for Pfizer and sold Viagra back in the day.
Oh,
Plenty of stories there.
yeah.
And, you know, slowly inched my way into beauty. I was always a beauty lover, always trying to solve my own problems in terms of finding the right products for myself. And so, you know, in sales, I went into medical devices, an aesthetic medicine device called Fraxel, which is a skin resurfacing laser. And so that was like, you know, dermatologists, plastic surgeons, medical spas, and just like introduced into this world. I was like, wait, this is a career? I don't know why I didn't understand beauty as a career. It's still so strange to me.
And
But
really? Oh, really quick. Was that all in LA?
yes,
Okay. Okay, cool.
Southern California, some Los
Okay.
Angeles, some County. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then now when you moved up to Portland, okay, so how did you end up in Portland?
Yeah. So when I was living in LA, I met a guy, and we got married, and we moved to his hometown. That is my now ex-husband. But I was open to change, and knowing that, you know, I could do sales or beauty or, you know, anything that I had already, you know, done as a career could be done anywhere.
Okay.
And so I was open to moving to Portland, and you know, Portland will always have a special place in my heart. And I started working for Salon Centric when I was up there.
Oh, that's really cool. How did you get connected with Salon Centric? And you were a sales rep for them, right?
Yeah, I was a sales
Okay.
rep at Salon Centric for 3 years. A beauty supply manager introduced me to the position. And so she knew that I was a beauty junkie. And there was an opening for, you know, her Salon Centric rep.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, you know, you're in sales, and you know, I think that you would, you know, I think you would like this. And it was just so foreign to me. I mean, like I said, I didn't know beauty was career, and then the whole distribution part of product sales was like so new. But she connected me to the right people, and my manager at Salon Centric actually had come from pharmaceuticals as well. So
Oh, wow. Okay, so you have a lot to connect with.
mhm,
Okay. And
mhm.
then where was your territory for Salon Centric?
It was, so I covered all of Oregon for L'Oreal Professional, which is so Salon Centric is owned by L'Oreal.
Mm-hmm.
And so they distribute brands that they have agreements with, but they also, of course, distribute L'Oreal's professional brands. So I was responsible for all of the professional L'Oreal hair color. I know you guys call it like LP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, for all of Oregon, and then my territory for other things was just like all around Portland, and so I could be in the Pearl District, and some of the salons would be mine, and some of them would be my coworkers. So I think that you probably you've been at 77 for years now, right?
Yeah, so August 19th, I have been there for 5 years.
5 years.
So we
Okay.
have, yeah, so we have a lady named Carrie who I really like. Like, she's really cool. She's originally from Las Vegas. She used to own a salon down in
Oh,
Las Vegas. Yeah,
that's
so
perfect.
she's really sweet.
Yeah.
And
I never
then,
met her.
oh,
Yeah, but yeah. So there's many reps floating around out there. I was
oh,
just wondering.
that's really cool. Are you still friends with any of them? Are you connect with any of them?
Not really. I mean, you know, like it's like kind of like, you know, you lose touch, but then
Yeah.
it could just pick up like it was yesterday. That's how I feel about all my old colleagues, but technology has consumed me.
Oh,
Really.
yeah, yeah. You are very busy, which we are going to get into that. Now with Salon Centric, because I had asked you earlier, you were there from 2014 to 2017 in Portland, and then you decided to move back to LA. Can I ask you about that?
Yeah. So I mean, it's all connected, but I sent so I was in Portland, I was divorced, and I was just kind of like enjoying the city and seeing if I wanted to stay or whatever, you know. And then the election happened in 2016, and I was one of the people that was completely shocked. Number one,
Yeah.
I just, you know, I mean, if we think back to the polls and all the talk at that time. I mean, everybody was shocked to a certain extent. But what was more shocking than the results was just kind of like the change in the air in Portland,
Yeah.
from my perspective. And later I found out, or it became public knowledge, that hate crimes have more than doubled in Oregon over the last, really since 2013, so 7 years. What an unfortunate time for a young Black woman to move there.
Yeah.
And it just got to the point where it's kind of hard to describe, but like, it's a tension, I mean, a tension, right? Where walking down the street as a sales rep by myself, I felt very vulnerable. I felt like, I felt kind of like a target. And, when you feel like that, you never want to confirm whether you were right or not, right? You just in the other direction. So that's what I did.
Well, going back to LA, you didn't go work for Fraxel.
Right.
You ended up, it's Zeltique? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Zeltique. Yeah. So Fraxel, medical device, things get, launched and purchased, and it's the startup of startup communities. But Zeltique was, a medical device startup. They made Coolsculpting, which I think you've heard of, right?
Yeah. Well, I was telling you earlier that I was actually checking it out, the Kybella for my chin underneath, but it's actually gone away. I can't grab as much as I did before.
I love it. It's what I love about beauty. Yeah. Like, something will be like so frustrating to you, and then it's like, oh, it's gone. It's cool now. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And so they got bought out by
Allergan.
Yeah. And that's the Botox and everything too.
Exactly. So that's all part of their aesthetics division. Coolsculpting was in their body contouring division. And it was a lot of the same salespeople and scientists, and just a lot of the old crew from Fraxel days. So that really worked out well for us all to reconnect.
How did you go from there to wanting to create your own company?
Yeah.
Intelligence.
It's like a gift and a curse, Emily. My gosh. It's so, it's like such a roller coaster.
Well, yeah. And I'm sure you have Madonna to talk to, as well as other people who are doing startups, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The startup community is everything. So, it's like, I'm one of these entrepreneurs where it's like, I didn't have a choice, it was, and that's, it's like, you just have to move forward, and like the problem has to be solved. So for me, I was working with all of these world leading brands, L'Oreal, Allergan brands, and there wasn't anything usually that worked for me. And so a lot of times there weren't studies done, with medical devices. You need a lot of studies done on different types of people.
And sorry, really quick. So you mean not for you, like your skin type and also your hair type?
Okay. Right. Exactly. And so sometimes things were not developed for my skin or hair type, but sometimes things were developed for like a universal patient type, but just not really, there wasn't any experience or data, on real people like me. And so I always felt like I wanted to play in beauty. I said, like, I'm a junkie, and I wanted to do everything. And I didn't feel like that was available to me. And I wanted to understand why. And the more that I dug into that, the more that I felt like, there weren't the technology solutions in terms of personalization that I wanted.
When did you start the company? Was it like in 2000? What was it?
2016.
Oh, okay.
It's when I first started the company. I just decided one day that I was going to do something with personalization. I wanted to solve this problem. And I founded the company and named it after my great grandmother, Emma.
I read that. That's really sweet.
Yeah. It was called Emma Beauty when I first founded it. And I just knew that I wanted to solve this problem. I knew it was going to be really challenging because solutions didn't really exist. And I wanted something to remind me to stay at it, because I knew
great.
it was going to be hard, And so one thing we will never do is give up on Emma. You know what I mean?
That's really sweet. Is that kind of like your, in the back of your mind, never give up on Emma?
Oh yeah. I mean,
your mantra.
Yeah, it's built in now, and more than that, you know, it's kind of thinking about her life, her work. She was a hairdresser for a period in her life, and this woman did not complain. You know, she was always caring for people. But when we started talking about her hairdressing career, she was like, "It was horrible."
Really?
It was so much work. I mean, even in the 40s, 50s, it was so grueling, you know? And she just, and so it was one of the jobs where just like, she said she eventually gave all of her clients to her sister. And she was just like,
was she around when you created the company?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's really sweet.
She just passed this January.
Oh,
she was
sorry.
Years old. We had a lot of time together that I'm grateful for. I got to show her some really cool tech stuff. I showed her augmented reality app and I turned her hair blue because blue is her color. And she, like, the look that she gave me says a lot about where we're
that's technology. So sweet. Now, in order for you to create this company, Emma Intelligence, you actually found, or you're affiliated with Founder Gym. And that is how you met Madonna. So tell me about Founder Gym.
Yeah, Founder Gym is an online community to help underrepresented founders start successful companies.
And that means, that means women of color or men of color, and also just women in general, right?
Yeah, all of the above. And, you know, underrepresented is to say that of all the startups in the world, knowing that, you know, say, you know, 13% of the population is African American, and then you look at the amount of startups that are led by African Americans, it's like 1%. It's really less, I think. And so underrepresented means that, you know, that there's so many of us out here that are not able to get in the game, and Founder Gym was created for us.
Do you have to apply to become a member of Founder Gym?
Yeah, there's an application process, and they do cohorts, I think twice a year, where we would come together and listen to presentations and interact with investors from the startup community, successful founders that have raised money or exited or things like that. So it's all about that growth.
Oh, okay, that's really cool. Now tell me, how did you meet Madonna, and how long ago was that?
Gosh, yeah, I just met Madonna recently, which is like crazy. So one of the leaders of Founder Gym, Paige Hendricks Buckner, she's active in the Portland startup community.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I had met her when I was living there. So we go way back. And recently, when we were talking about the challenges that the beauty industry was facing because of the pandemic, she's like, "Have you talked to Madonna? Do you know Madonna?" And I was like, "I don't know." And it's like, oh my gosh, how did I not know Madonna? So that was just like, I mean, April maybe. So
she is a go-getter. Yeah, she's a go-getter. I'm a go-getter, so it's really nice to meet another go-getter.
Exactly. It takes such tenacity.
Oh yeah, and I can't. It was last year. I had coffee with her at. Do you know Ken's Bakery up on Northwest 21st?
You say Ken's, T-E-N-S?
Ken's, K-E-N-S.
Oh, Ken. Yeah, I never went there that much, but yeah.
Okay, so I used to live in that area. We had coffee because my rep from Cosmoprof, Jill, said, "Hey, you really should meet this lady," because I was thinking about considering opening up my own salon before COVID happened. Well, not right away, but I wanted to get more information. And Madonna and I think we sat for coffee for about an hour and a half, and I was listening to her ideas of Ziba Hub. And then this is when I was coming up with the ideas of being a podcaster. I wanted to start my podcast.
Yeah.
And then we started about us connecting together, and it's been fantastic. Like, yeah, because she shares all the episodes. She's connecting me with you as well as some other, people, and it's just been great. So I love that. She is a go-getter. I'm a go-getter. You're a go-getter.
Yes, it makes such a difference. Like the conversations we can have, and even just a shorthand, like you and I texting, it's like, you just get it, you know, you get
Yeah.
kind of the priorities and the requirement for momentum, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we just keep moving forward.
And I like it because everybody's really good with time and being like, nobody dips out saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that." You know what I mean? Like there's quite a few flakes out there, and I'm really nice. I'm really
Yeah,
happy to meet the people. It's like, yes, we will do this. This is gonna happen. I'm like, perfect.
yes, yes, exactly.
um, so you met Madonna, and then when you did meet Madonna, obviously beauty votes was already in the back of your mind, right?
No, when I met
Oh, okay.
Montana, no, not at all. We connected about Emma Intelligence and Viva Hub and just kind of looking for, making sure that each of our businesses were on the right track for what the community was going to need going forward.
And it just sounds like you're very passionate about voting. Now tell me about Beauty Votes. What is that company?
So Beauty Votes is a movement. It's not
Movement.
not
Yeah,
a
the
separate
campaign.
company of its own. Yeah. And it was just the whole idea was just born about 3 weeks ago. And so it was really coming from, like I said, I connected to Mandana about just, let's see if we can collaborate and what we can do to just improve our technology for what's ahead. And as we continued the work, over, between April, May, June, July, etc. It's hard out here, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, things are changing, things are shaky, uncertain. And so in talking to and within Emma Intelligence, within talking to the beauty professionals that we work with in terms of building our technology, and I'll touch on that in a second, but it just became clear that even just talking about our plans for 6 months, 12 months out,
Mm.
we're so impacted by how the election might go,
Can you
and
yeah, can you explain about that?
well, for me, just to keep it really specific, for me, one of the things I'm passionate about is AI and how AI is managed, by creators, technologists like myself, but also, what policies and regulations need to be in place to make sure that we're creating a safer, healthier world
Mm-hmm.
with these technologies, and a more enjoyable world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so far, we're not doing so great with that in terms of like, it's like technology has definitely some pros and some cons. And so for me, how the next president handles technology, and the issues that have come up is really important, and everybody in beauty, especially, needs to make sure to have a say in that.
So did you notice I don't know how to put this. So you have that's why you're pushing to vote. Do you have fears if Trump was in office with AI and everything like that and security?
Do I have, like, if he were to continue in office?
Yeah, like is would how would that affect your business, or do you think it would affect your business?
Well, I don't, it's not so much about my business. And that's why we had to create Beauty Boats, because
Okay.
our business is retail technology. And so we want to make sure that consumers can find the best products for their needs.
Mhm.
It started out as a beauty app. And then as we spoke to brands and retailers, it's grown into an enterprise solution. And so when we launch our e-commerce plugin, you'll be able to go to a brand's website, answer some questions about yourself, and then start getting these personalized scores back that tell you, whether or not this product is going to work for you. It solves a lot of issues of trial and error, and of
Mhm.
course, sampling has been affected by the pandemic. So those, facts are just, those are going to hold no matter who is president,
Mhm.
right? And so I don't have concerns about the health of my business and our roadmap going forward based on who the president is.
Okay.
That's, thank goodness, right?
Yeah.
But more important than business, and what I would be concerned about is whoever the president is, letting things continue in terms of not regulating AI, not investing in cybersecurity, things like that are important to me on a personal level. And I don't want to, AI is kind of like the business of prediction, right? predicting what you will like and where you will go and how long it will take to get there and all those things, right? I'm not in the business of predicting elections. I don't know. Like I told you how
Yeah.
wrong I was in 2016, and I don't know, I won't claim to know what Mr. Trump will do in terms of AI going forward. But I know what I want to have, voice heard.
Okay. And then for beauty votes, who is part of beauty votes?
So it's me and my team at Emma. Even though I'm trying to make sure that we
It's
don't distract from the
mhm.
work that we were already doing, since it was born only 3 weeks ago. I'm an idea person, Emily. I always got a lot of ideas, and they have to make sure to like not confuse people and stress people out.
Yeah.
So we tried to keep it somewhat compartmentalized. But one of the key people from Emma that's helped with beauty votes is our director of expert engagement. His name is Dwayne Richards. He's a diva curl stylist.
Oh,
He's put in
great.
the
Okay.
Yeah, he's fantastic. There's a whole lovely story about how we met. But he has been in the industry for almost 20 years. His mother is a hairdresser, so he's legacy.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
so he's like our yeah, he's our guiding light in terms
Does
of
does he do your hair?
he does and he
Okay.
lives in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay.
and so when he can, and that's how we met. I was having a hair emergency in Nashville, Tennessee, and because his SEO was on point, I
Mhm.
was able to find him and get him to my hotel room before a very important meeting I
Oh, awesome.
had. And he's one of the only people that I trust with my hair.
Oh, that's
Uh,
great.
yeah, so he's fantastic, and so he's been very important. Another key player is Margie Hunt, who is the designer behind the campaign. She is fantastic. If anybody is ever blessed to work with her, I mean, she does like big things. She did the Amazon logo and the HBO logo and the Uber logo. So she's very booked and busy, right?
How did you
Um,
connect? Oh, so how did you connect with her?
Yeah, through a startup founder. So
Okay.
a lot of us in the startup game came from large companies with large budgets,
Oh, that's
right?
great.
And then we
Yeah.
have to learn the hard way what it's like to build business without those large budgets.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure you'll probably talk with Madonna about that too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But one of my colleagues introduced me to Margie when I told her about beauty votes, and Margie connected to the idea. And it's really, I mean, it's like a gift because she told me, she said, I don't really feel like I'm part of that community, the beauty community. And so
Mhm.
she asked for references. And so I sent her a bunch of references, and I just am so thrilled with what she created for us.
Ah, that's great. Now where is Beauty Votes right now?
So beautyvotes.org, you can go to the website and start the challenge. So today's October 1st that we're recording. We're kicking things off today, kind of a soft launch within the professional community first. So if you go to the website, you can join the movement, which is give us a little information about what your voting plan is. Let us help you with your voting plan. If you need that, you can register to vote on the beautyvotes.org website. If you scroll down the homepage. And we've been scrambling, over the
Mhm.
last 3 weeks, late nights, getting everything up and running. And so today, the camera effect became available, what we're calling the purple portrait camera effect, which is why I wear my purple dress.
I
I
love
have
it.
a dress for every occasion. This
Yeah.
final, like the final.
I love it's like a power suit.
Yes,
And
exactly.
this looks like a check mark almost.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Which is part of your logo, right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
I love it. See?
I have a dress for every occasion. I'm
Yeah.
so so, so yeah, we call it the purple portrait camera. So purple is our color because it's the combination of red and
I
blue.
love that. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's something that we used to talk about. People used to talk about in politics a lot in terms of purple states. It's not
Mhm.
all red or not
Yeah.
blue. These are real people all mixed together living their lives. And so we're just building upon that concept with the Purple Party. Join us at the Purple Party.
Aw.
And we want to kind of do this social media, this digital takeover to show who we are as a community. And really for me, what I think about is there was 100 million people in the 2016 election that did not vote.
Mm-hmm.
Over 40% of people that could have voted didn't. And so, even if only 1% of those people, 1 million people, consider themselves part of the beauty community and want to get involved, that's 1 million beauty votes.
Mm-hmm.
So we really want to engage and energize the community to wield their power in that way, their purple power.
Oh, that's great. And then where can I find the camera filter?
So you can go to Facebook and search their camera gallery, their effects gallery. We'll link it on our website as well. It just got approved overnight last night.
Oh, that's great.
So that'll be the easiest way, is to just follow the link from our website. And just, what we would love for people to do is do like a link in bio thing, so that everybody who wants to use the filter, use the camera effect can. What it does is make your whole photo black and white, and then gives you like a perfect purple lip.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun. And so there'll be, so like I said, kind of soft launch with the professional community over the next few days. And there'll be some official communication about how to spread the word and all of that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what it does. And that was Margie's idea, Margie Hunt. She schooled me about digital pollution. Have you heard of this term?
Oh, no, tell me. It
Digital
sounds like, I think it sounds something I really need to hear.
Yes, I was glad to be informed. So just this idea that there is so much content out on the internet now that it buries, the quality items. It comes and goes, it's consumed and forgotten about so quickly. And even though the internet is a place of infinite space, the more content that we put out there, the harder it is to find what we really want.
Yeah.
And so she was very passionate about doing a campaign that didn't create a lot of digital pollution, in terms of, here's 10 graphics about beauty and coding, right? And so she thought of this augmented reality filter that we launched for Facebook and Instagram, and that's how cool she is as a designer.
And where's the Instagram? What is the handle for Instagram?
Everything is Beauty Votes.
Okay.
So S with an and with an S at the end. So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and it's all kicking off today.
And then I was wondering if I could disclose now what's going on October 10th. Can I say that? Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So what's going on October 10th? Because we're airing this. You told me, I'm like, when should we air this? You're like, air this a few days before that. Okay.
Yes. October 10th is our purple power. I love alliteration, and I've gotten like, it's a little bit out of control.
Well, it's like the Biden, he had a tagline like build back better.
Exactly.
I do, but I like the purple power. I like that.
Yes, me too. Purple power. So October 10th is our Purple Power Day of Action, where we really, separate from the camera effect and your purple portrait with your perfect lip that you get with the camera effect, separate from that we want people to have on their profiles until their ballot is counted. We want to do our separate Purple Power Day of Action, where everybody shows their best purple looks on social media that day. So that might be me in my purple dress. I might dye my hair purple. Dwayne and I need to consult. And purple fashion. Yeah. I would love for everyone to just dive in. We are featuring purple purchases on the Beauty Votes website from minority-owned businesses. So if you don't have, you have plenty of time to buy some cool stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's our day of action, that we just want to see a total purple takeover on social media.
Oh, that's great. Well, Nicole, it was really nice to talk to you today. Is there anything else that you want to tell the audience right now?
Well, I didn't say it very clearly. So purple portraits are the key part of the Beauty Votes movement, which is to use the camera effect. It turns your photo gray, black and white, gives you that purple lip. And we want you to do that until your ballot is counted. Not everyone even realizes that they can track their ballot.
Actually,
And
oh yeah, because I was going to ask you, how can you track that and find out if your ballot was counted?
yeah, it's different in every state. So we'll make sure you get the information for your state once you sign up on the beautyvotes.org website. Only 8 states don't allow tracking, so it's not like a blanketed thing that everybody can do, but most of us can. And so that is really the way that we can flex our power, is to really show that we're engaged, show that we're registered and ready by starting to use the purple portrait, and then continuing that. Some of us, might be November, December until our ballots are counted. We don't know, right? But it's really important to communicate that we're engaged, and we want to make sure that we do everything we can to be counted.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Nicole.
You're very welcome. It was so great to talk to you, and I hope we can talk again soon.
Yeah. So guys, this is Nicole Hollis. She is the founder of Emma Intelligence and the creator of Beauty Votes. You guys, voting is so important right now. And for those of you in the beauty industry, as well as clients, this is also for clients. Check out beautyvotes.org and get in on this social media takeover. I like that. I'm so glad I could say that. You told me, like, yeah, social media takeover. Come on, let's do it, guys. All right. Okay. Well, thanks, Nicole, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, guys, that was my interview with Nicole Hollis, founder of Emma Intelligence and creator of Beauty Votes. When we finished our interview, I asked Nicole how she liked it. And she asked, did we talk enough about voting? And I thought about it for a minute because I was really interested in hearing her backstory of how she got into the beauty industry. But one thing that I did not ask her on the show is why she feels voting is important. And here's her answer. I feel voting is important because our democracy is a numbers game. I know if I don't participate, there's less of a chance that I will see progress on things that are important to me, like education, healthcare, and safety. The two major candidates for president in 2020 have dramatically different priorities in America, or for America. I believe the act of making a choice between them is a way of setting your intentions for this decade. That was Nicole's answer on why voting is important. And I feel that's honestly what a lot of people feel. There's so many people rallying to get others to vote. Beauty Votes, as I said earlier, is a nonpartisan, nonprofit coalition with two main objectives. 1, getting people to check if they're registered, and 2, making sure people know how to follow up to see if their vote has been counted, which honestly, I don't even know I could do that. On Saturday, October 10th, it is going to be the Purple Power Day of Action, which means on Saturday, flaunt that purple hair of yours, wear the beautiful, amazing eggplant colored blouse, or try that Up the Amp lavender lipstick by MAC Cosmetic. Display your beautiful you with a dash of purple and tag @BeautyVotes and hashtag BeautyVotes, Purple Power, and registered and ready. You can also find the Beauty Votes filters on Instagram and Facebook. I just did mine earlier today, and I think I look pretty cute in black and white. The photo hides all my blemishes, and the purple lipstick really doesn't look too bad on me, so I think I might purchase one. If you're wanting to know more about Nicole Hollis and Beauty Votes, please go check out www.beautyvotes.org or my website, www.hairapy.salon, under the podcast section, episode 10. Well, that's it for now. So be safe, be healthy, and above all, be hopeful. This is your Hairapy session with Emily. I'm your host, Emily Mazur, aka Portland Hairstylist. Show written by Emily Mazur, sponsored by Ziba Hub. Ziba Hub, a career app for beauty professionals where you can find jobs, explore events, and build community. and editing by 127 Media House.